Tell me this, does it feel like anxiety has a grip on you every minute, no, every second of the day, and you just can't relieve yourself from it? You trudge through the day, losing focus, not being productive. What if I told you in 10 minutes time, you could get some relief right now? Would you be up for that? All right, let's go. Time to reclaim your life. Hey, what's up guys? I'm Neil Kelders and I'm going to introduce you right now to coping skills for your symptoms of anxiety. But before we begin, before we get into any of that, what we're going to do is we're going to take a few minutes out in order to release the anxieties and distresses we've already carried with us today. All right, so you're going to follow me and take my lead, and we're going to release ourselves to be able to focus on the rest of this video. Are you with me? Let's get straight into this 3-minute meditation. All you need is a chair, any type of chair. I like one with a back, and yourself. You're going to plant your feet on the ground, hands, forearms on your thighs. Keep your neck free because your head might fall side to side as you begin to relax. And all you're going to do is close your eyes and breathe into your belly and back out again. Don't exaggerate the breath. And as you breathe out, in your mind, you're going to say the word release. So breathe in. And as you breathe out in your mind, say the word release. Don't worry if your mind wanders, just bring it back to that word release. Nice and easy, nice and gradually. And again, breathing into your belly. And as you breathe out, say the word release. 2 more times. One more time. And the next time you breathe in through your full body, from your head to your toe, and out again, saying the word release. Breathe into your full body from your head to your toe. As you breathe out, say the word release and relax the body that little bit more. 2 more times. One more time. And the next time, breathing right into your belly. Let the air swirl around your belly, gathering that anxiety up and breathing it out and saying the word release as you breathe out. Again, breathing into your belly. Feel the air moving around. It's ticklish. It's gathering up the stress and anxiety. And breathe out. Now, get in touch with your senses. Feel your feet on the ground. Feel your hands in your thighs, your bum in the chair, your back against the chair. I can hear cars now. I can hear the wind. Keeping your eyes closed, breathe in once more. Into your belly and hold it. And as you breathe out, stretch. Good, stretch. Keep your eyes closed. Guess what? You've just completed your first coping skill. Yeah, the 3-minute meditation you just did is the first coping skill. Hopefully now, you find that your symptoms of anxiety are alleviated or they're gone for today. If you're asking, Neil, I don't know what my symptoms of anxiety are, that means you haven't watched the video on symptoms of anxiety you can't afford to ignore. All right, I recommend you watch that because if you know your symptoms, you know what you're trying to alleviate, the coping skills. Then you can mix and match the coping skills with the symptoms to see what works for which symptom. Does that make sense? I hope so. And just remember, these are game changers, knowing your symptoms, finding coping skills, because now you realize that you don't have to just sit through your anxiety. I thought I had to sit in it and just wait for it to be over, however long it took. That's not the way it has to be. You can take some steps to change this. Know your symptoms, find the coping skills to alleviate them. You're well on your way to taking back some control from your anxiety. And that's what we want, right? We want this relief. Hey, so now we're going to look at the grounding technique 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, first thing you're going to do, you're going to close your laptop or stop whatever you're doing. First rule, stop whatever you're doing. Now, you don't have to move out of your position where you work, but I like to break the link in a sense. I like to get out of the place where I was kind of stuck or maybe a bit anxious, close the laptop or stop what I was doing and just break that link and start afresh in a sense. But a lot of the time you won't be able to do that because you're at your office seat or you're on a bus or you're in transport or whatever it is. So you can do it from wherever you're seated. So don't worry about that. Now what we're going to do, we're just going to get into it straight away. We're going to look for 5 things around this room. Okay, I'm going to look for 5 things. TV. I'm going to take it in. Big TV. Bright marble lamp. Green high plant. So what I'm doing is I'm noticing at the color, how big it is. Blue guitar. That's 4 things, I think. And brown table. Okay, that's 5 things I can see. Look for 4 things you can feel in the room. I'm going to use my jumper. The end of my jumper. Oh, it's rough. Sleeves of the jumper rough. Get a good feel of it, sense it. And I feel the table. Oh, it's not very smooth. And it's hard. That's 2 things. Another thing, I don't know if you can see the dog. Bings is his name. Cuddly. Black hair, nice and cuddly. Dog. What am I going to do? Touch my bald head. Bald head. Yeah. Bald head, cold at the moment, but smooth because I shaved it. That's 4 things I can feel. 3 things you can hear. I can hear a lawnmower going outside. I can hear Bings, the dog, licking. Quite annoying. And I can hear a car just passing. So what can you hear? 2 things you can smell. I can smell Bings because we went for a walk today and he's not smelling the best. I can smell moisturizer I put on my skin. If you can't smell something directly, try to use your memory of a smell, of a sense. And 1 thing you can taste. So I actually just had a cup of tea and I can still taste it. Maybe you've just eaten something, you can taste it. Or again, revert to your memory. You think of a lemon. You see? Think of tastes that you've had maybe last night. Think of a taste, get your senses going. So the idea here is you are activating all senses, you're staying grounded, you're being mindful in your position. Once your mind is focused on things and all your senses are focused, you can't think of anything which will make you anxious or worry. You're in it, you're in the zone, you're focused. You're activating all your senses and hopefully it will alleviate those anxious symptoms. Give it a try, let us know how you get on. Everything we're going through here, the skills, are tools and ideas explored, researched, adapted and progressed by myself. Something I really needed to do. Anxiety was taking its toll and I had to change it. And that's what you need to do, is you need to explore, you need to find ideas, add to other people's ideas, progress ideas or adapt ideas to meet your need. Because again, this is about you and we're all very different in how we experience our anxiety and our stress. So don't be afraid to do that. These may seem like simple tools, but trust me, I have found the more simple something is, the better it is, the more consistent I will be with it. Don't knock it until you try it. These will work for you. You will find the ones that work for you, but also you will create a toolbox that you can pick and choose things. This isn't going to end your anxiety. This is going to alleviate those symptoms arising so you can get through your day. And you know what? An example of this is, for this grounding technique, I'm actually going to show you a way I found to progress it and adapt it to meet my need, to make them more fun, to ensure that I will be consistent with them. Because if I lose interest in them or become bored, I ain't going to continue them. Are you pretty similar? So at the end of the video, I'm going to show you this, all right? Just before we go on, I want to say I'm conscious that you may be overwhelmed right now, even just watching this video with these helpful skills, because I'm giving you a list, and that in itself can be overwhelming, right? I know this because when people used to give me options, I became uncertain, indecisive. I couldn't choose. It was too much for me. Just give me one thing to do. So what you do is you pick the one thing to do. Pick one skill and work at it for a week. Maybe pick another then in another week and try them and test them. Stay within what you feel comfortable with, but do something, right? But before we go on, a question for you. Do you have a quick coping skill you have yourself that you use? Do share it in the comments below. I'd love to hear something new that I can try and test, and other people looking at this video can do the same. Or have one of the skills that I've mentioned resonated with you or intrigued you and you'd like to test it? Again, drop in the comments. Let's get a bit of a conversation going. And guys, if you find value in this video, I'd really appreciate if you smash the like button. Excellent. Let's carry on. The next one, you have just got to stop what you're doing. Do something else. Interrupt your day. Stop what you're doing. Just stop what you're doing. Just stop what you're doing. Just stop what you're doing. Once you stop, don't just hang around. You know, get outside, get a bit of fresh air. Even if that's just standing outside the house, walking around the house, walk around the block. I like to take a bit of a walk around the block. Sometimes I throw on my headphones. It's windy today, so I actually like listening to the wind and seeing what's around. So don't just hang around. Once you stop, get out and get into the fresh air. Change your location. Well done. Now, if you can remember when we did the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 technique, the grounding technique, I said to you, I have a way that I've kind of progressed it a bit more creatively. I did improv comedy and we did a warm-up, which was similar enough to kind of a grounding technique I felt. So I've adopted it as one of my grounding techniques and I've progressed it in different ways. It just shows you can use anything that you find that you think, wow, that could be quite beneficial. Someone else may not see it or may not think the same thing, but for you, it works. I'm going to quickly show you what I mean. Okay? I like to do this again. You can do it sitting down at your seat, but I prefer to kind of walk around with it, get all my body moving, get the energy out of my system as well. So what you're going to do is you're going to look at objects around your room, things around your room. So I've got a table here. So I say table. The next thing I look at is the dog, Bings. I'm going to call the dog table. So I've just looked at the dog. Now I'm going to look at a picture. I'm going to call the picture dog. You see what I'm doing? So I'm giving each thing a different label to what it is. Picture, I'm going to look at cushion, calling the cushion picture. Window, plant, blanket, guitar. You see what I'm doing? I'm getting my brain basically to work a little bit more for me so that it can't veer back towards my thoughts of anxiety or my worry. It has to work that bit more, has to concentrate, has to focus. Okay? Give it a try. Let me know what you think. Okay. Let's just take a minute a second. You know what I mean. We now have 4 new coping skills for our symptoms of anxiety, for our anxiety in our locker. 4 things you can call on, tools to help alleviate, maybe even prevent the symptoms from escalating. That's incredible. All you have to do is you have to use them. You have to be consistent. You have to explore them. Yeah, it takes a bit of work on our side, right? That's life. It takes work for us to put these into action to help ourselves, to make sure we have a better day. I know I've given you 4 skills, and that, I know from my own experience, can be overwhelming. And what I mean by that is that I have 4 things I need to use, I must use them now, I have to use them, oh, I'm never going to use them, and we fall apart. We become overwhelmed. Good things even make us overwhelmed, create an overwhelm, create an anxiety within us. So that's why I'm going to stop right here. I'm going to stop here with this video and create a part 2, because I do not want you to be overwhelmed. I want you to use these, to take action, because I know you will benefit from them. I have. Take one at a time and use it. Explore it, adapt it to your needs, to your day, to make it as easy and simple as possible for you. And I'll see you in the next video for more coping skills to add to your locker, to your tools, to your arsenal for helping yourself with your anxiety. This is you taking responsibility. This is exciting. And if you found value in this video, please, calmly, because we've now put some tools and skills into action so we're calmly click that like button. I'd really appreciate it. And I can't wait to see you in the next video.